What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to our Harry Potter countdown leading up to Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Me and Audrey here back again with another review. Today, we're going to be talking about Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And Audrey, what's
What's
up?
up? Nothing much. Just here chilling. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. And right away, Audrey, do you like this film?
Which film?
Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Well, I was like, yeah. I like this movie a lot. I feel like this movie is the one where shit starts to happen.
Shit hits the fan.
Yeah, so I'm like, I get more and more excited the further we go on with the movies. But yeah, I definitely really like this movie. What about you? Is it one of your favorites, would you say?
Yeah, I feel like I would. Man, it's hard. But right now, I think I'd put it like again. We did it last time. I'd feel like I put this movie at like number one right now, and then three,
Really?
yeah, and then one and two, because this time around I really enjoyed it way more. And real quick, guys, if you guys haven't seen the movie, we're gonna talk all things spoilers. So yeah, and yeah, I just enjoyed it really like much like immensely this time. I don't know why. Like everything about it was just awesome. And it just like for me, obviously it's a different director than the last three, because last time it was Alfonso Cuarón and then it was Chris Columbus. So and it does have a different vibe to it, but I don't know, it's just something about it like made me this time around watching it made me like it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, when I talk to most people really like this movie. Like, this is usually what people say is like one of their favorites. I wouldn't go as far as saying it's one of my favorites, but it is definitely, I feel like, one of the more darker ones. It starts getting a little bit darker in, I guess, like storyline and everything. So yeah, so I highly enjoy it. And I feel like one of the reasons why I like it too is because it has like this, well, we'll talk about it more later, but it has this like scene where I'm just like, fuck.
It hits you
Just
right in
it
the
hits
feels.
you. Yeah, you're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
But we'll talk more about that later. But yeah, I feel like it gets more serious, it gets more darker, and I really dig that about it. So
Yeah, definitely. And I thought like the third one, if you look at a review for that one, I thought it was like okay, it's like, the kids in the movie series like growing up, because I
mm-hmm.
feel like the first two did a good job in like setting up the world, setting up these characters. So now in the third one you can kind of start, having, some other different topics and themes and stuff like that, and introduce and expand the world. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's what this one did as well. I feel like in every film they find something new to introduce. Like this one, we had the Quidditch Cup in the beginning. And talking about the beginning, I thought it was cool and kind of weird because it was like a new beginning. Like it wasn't just like the Harry Potter, theme and then like the logo.
Right.
It was kind of just like a different type of opening.
Mm-hmm.
Which I really liked too, and it was creepy too, seeing like that old man going into the house. For me, it kind of reminded me of Psycho for some reason.
Which part? That part
Like at the
specifically?
beginning, yeah, because there's like a guy like I don't know, like house. I don't know what he's doing, but then he like looks outside and there's like there's a light on the
Oh
on
yeah.
some the window, and he has to
Mm-hmm.
go up there. Because
Yeah.
I recently saw Psycho, but anyways, um so it reminded me of Psycho. Like it was creepy too. Now obviously he gets in there and there's this Voldemort and that snake, and then damn, I forgot his name already. I'm bad with names in Harry Potter, but
Yeah, because they all
the,
have like these crazy names.
yeah, he's the one that was impersonating Mad Eye Moody and like the guy at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think just it does a good job in like starting and setting a new tone for this movie, like a different tone from the other ones.
From the other ones. Yeah, it definitely sets the pace for what's gonna come.
Yeah, and how do you
Yeah.
how'd you like the whole Quidditch Cup thing? Because I thought it was interesting. Like, obviously J.K. is smart, and she would think of something like this, like kind of expanding the world. Like, because if you think about it, Quidditch is a sport in their school, and just like any other sport, like that you play in school, it has like a professional league and shit like that. So
Yeah,
it's nice to
yeah.
see that they have like a World Cup for Quidditch and stuff. It was pretty cool. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, I think it's interesting and how she can come up with this whole concept, you know, of how they play it. And like you said, like they have leagues and they have like the best players, you know, and stuff like that. And I think that's pretty cool. Like you said, she's super smart. She's obviously very creative because she came up with that, you know. And I mean, obviously, I'm sure she drew inspiration from stuff, but it's still pretty cool to see her take her spin on it in Harry Potter land or world.
No, yeah, it's definitely interesting. And the next thing I have here, hold on. Oh yeah, the next thing I have here is like while they're before I think before or after they're like watching that Quidditch match or whatever. I was kind of bummed too. Like I thought about it. I was like, it would have been cool to like we actually saw like a little bit of the match,
Right,
because like
yeah.
let the match begin and then just like transitions into like another scene. I was like, damn it, that wasn't in their budget or something or like. No, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure they had a budget. It's probably just like they didn't want to add to the runtime because they had so much to deal with.
right.
But I found it kind of cool that like what's called that Harry was still being awed by magic, like he had like when they all grabbed that boot and they like transported to like
Oh,
that
yeah.
place. And then damn, again, I know there's like a name for that, like that item
Yeah.
that teleports you and stuff, and that comes
Mhm,
to play obviously later on when they touch the cup.
mhm.
Yeah, and then also when they're going to the tent and like he's like, what the heck, we're all gonna fit in there, and then like it's all like huge inside, but the tent is small. He's
Oh,
like,
I
man, I
know.
love magic. And I was like, yeah, like that's cool that he's still being like, kind of reminds us that yeah, Harry is still kind of new to this whole world.
Yeah, like he's slowly like discovering more and more things that like they can do and stuff like that. So he's still coming into his own of this whole like magical world. So that's pretty cool. Like you go through that with him as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say right now, that like we as an audience, we're still kind of getting used to the whole world and stuff. So it's kind of
Yeah.
cool to see it kind of in his eyes. And like I'm saying, this time around, I'm coming, like on board on the whole Harry train. Like, all right, cool.
So
This
now
kid
you're
is not
like,
that bad. This kid's not that bad.
so you like him more.
Yeah, I'm starting to like his character a little bit more. Not that I didn't like him. It's just I don't know. Like maybe this time around, I guess I don't know. Like I find some way to connect with him. I guess
Right, right, right. I think that this time
Like, I
around,
feel like I'm a
maybe
wizard.
you wear your cape and everything.
You know what? That's I noticed. I was gonna put that in my notes too. I noticed that they're starting to wear like normal clothes and
Oh
not their
yeah,
robes. But then there was like this scene like when they're in the robes, like when they go to class, they're in the robes.
yeah,
And
like
like
a
when they're
uniform
eating.
basically.
Yeah, so like that's cool. Like they because I think in like the first two they were always in their robes. So
I
now it's
know.
like, cool to see like okay they can maybe in the fourth years can do that or something. I don't know, but
Well, speaking of robes, that brings me to one of my favorite scenes of the movie is in the beginning when the Death Eaters overtake the camp to summon
oh
what is it,
yeah,
the Mark, I think.
yeah,
Um, I think that scene's really dope. It's like
it's
super
freaky
dark
too.
and eerie, yeah. And you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Like they look creepy as hell, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so that's definitely one of my favorite scenes from the movie. And it happens in the beginning, so yeah, it's pretty visually stunning, I think.
Yeah, it happens right after the Quidditch Cup. Like they're just
Hmm.
chilling, and then the dad is like, "Oh shit! Like what's going on?" He leaves. Everybody's all happy, and he's like, "No, we got to get out of here." Um, and I love that. Like, damn, you know what? I'm not gonna touch upon that. I was gonna say something, but I just remembered in like a scene, a visual. There's a lot of cinematography in this one that's fucking dope. Like
Oh yeah,
yeah, like I was like, fuck, like that's a that's a beautiful shot. That's a cool
yeah,
shot.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, I don't know why. And the director is Mike Newell or something like that. And he's done some other films too, like some Oscar like award movies.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to mention that because like I said right now, I was thinking of something else, and then I just like a picture from the movie just popped up. Um, but also the Tri Wizard Tournament, Audrey.
Yes. Hmm.
We get introduced to what's his name, Victor Crumb, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And Cedric, we get to meet him a little bit earlier, like before the Quidditch Cup. And also the girl, I'm not really sure what I remember what her name is.
I think it's like I don't remember. Something like Floor.
Bethany. No, I'm just kidding.
Bethany. No,
Hold
maybe. I
on.
don't know. Well, aren't they French? So she probably has some like French name. But yeah, we get introduced to these different schools, which I think is pretty funny. Like it's a little cheesy too. Like when they
Oh,
walk in.
Flore, something like
Is that
that.
her name?
Flora Delacour. Yeah, Floral Delacour, or something like that. I know
Yeah, I
I'm
thought
butchering his name,
I thought
but
it was something like Floor, but I could be wrong. I don't know
yeah,
how
Flora
you pronounce it.
Delacour.
But
But
anyways,
yeah, I'm
that's
with
pretty
you
cheesy.
there. Yeah, go ahead. I think you're gonna say the same thing.
Well, yeah, like when they like get introduced like these like schools to go, who they're representing and everything, like it's so cheesy. Like first, it's like the girl one, right? And they all march in
Yeah.
with like their little outfits and like it's. I think it's cute.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
But
gonna say.
they march in with their little skirts and then like they have that like Asha, and I think that's so funny because I'm like I never noticed that until now. Because
No,
what's his
yeah, and then
name?
Ron's like, "What the fuck?
Yeah,
What does he say? He says
he's like dear
something."
God, or he says
Yeah.
like something like
I was like, "Oh shit! Like, what the hell?" I think I've seen
yeah.
it. Like, I've seen that scene before, but I was just like, okay, whatever. But this time around, yeah, like you said, I was just like, "Oh shit!" Like they literally have the guys like looking at their ass.
Yeah. And I thought that was funny. I was like, okay. And then they like introduce like the teacher, and she's like huge. I forget that actress's name, but I like her. She comes out in a lot of movies that I like. But anyways, she's like the big woman, you know. And then the guys come
Hagrid's
in and
girl.
huh?
Hagrid's girl.
Oh yeah. And Hagrid's Bay.
Yeah.
And then the guys come in and then they do their little like dance, like their little break dance thing, and I'm just kind of like, okay, but
Yeah, that was kind of like cheesy.
it's funny. It was fun.
And then too, if you notice when the girls come in, like Hermione and like damn, what's the sister's name? Ron's sister's name?
Oh, Jenny?
Jenny. Yeah, they're kind of just like whatever about it. They're just like,
Well,
eh. They're like, what the
yeah.
fuck? And all the guys are like, oh, like in awe. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, but then I mean Hermione obviously liked Victor Crumb, but we'll talk about that later. But
Yeah,
yeah, so they introduced the Triwizard Cup, and you know they amp it up pretty much, saying that whoever wins is gonna get like eternal glory.
yeah.
So I
Mad
think
Eye
that's pretty
Moody
cool.
is introduced there as well. You feel like he's gonna be a threat because he's like watching the castle at first, and then he appears in the castle. You're like, what the fuck? Like, what's up with
That's
this
what I
guy?
was gonna. That's what I was gonna ask you. Do you, when you first saw it, did you get like a bad vibe from him? Like, did you automatically think he was a bad
Yeah.
guy? Yeah.
Yeah, because like up until now, like every defense against the arts teacher, like oh, there's always something up with them. You know what I'm saying? Like they have
Yeah.
something to do with the story.
Well, he's
Like the
defense of
first
the
one
dark
was
arts.
Quill.
Mm-hmm.
The second one was that author guy. What's his name?
Author
Oh
guy.
man. Yeah,
Oh,
like he wrote the books and stuff like that. Like he was
yeah,
like
yeah,
narcissistic and shit.
yeah, yeah,
He was played by Kenneth Branagh, but I'm forgetting his name right now. But and then the third one was Lupin, Professor Lupin.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now
Yeah, so
this
there's
one
always
is Mad
like
Eye
something.
Moody.
Yeah,
It's like
there's
a
always something
tradition.
like that. But I liked him because like I kind of like liked him because you know, he kind of didn't care. Like you know, he would like had his like the way that he would teach was more like brutal.
He
Like
was
that
rough with the
scene.
students too. Like was
Yeah.
Malfoy.
Yeah, like that scene with the spider. I hate that scene. Like
Oh yeah, poor Neville, man.
I get disturbed by that. Yeah, because I mean, shit, man, I don't like it. And then I think it's also pretty gnarly because didn't Neville's parents die like that? Like they died because they were tortured.
Yeah, I think so, man. Like in this one too, I think in every single film, like Neville has some sort of like little
Yeah,
role, and in this one
yeah.
too, like he's the one that like
Helps
learns
Harry
how to
out.
dance and stuff like that. And then he's the
Yeah,
one that comes in late. He's like, "Can you believe that? It's me." Like coming, like I just got here. Like, damn, look at
yeah,
Neville being a stud.
yeah. Like he has his play in it, but yeah, that scene is pretty crazy for me. But I also like what he does to Malfoy, turns him into like a ferret.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool. Gets a little bit even with him, I guess. But yeah, so I like him because, like I said, he's a little bit crazy, but
yeah,
obviously there
pretty
is
cool.
something wrong with him. Like you can
Brendan
tell.
Gleeson does a pretty good job portraying him too.
Yeah,
I love
for
Brendan
sure.
Gleeson.
his performance was really, really good. But yeah, so that's what I had to say about that.
Yeah, and going back to the Triwizard Tournament thing, like I feel like that shit. Well, I think it happens a little bit later, but it was pretty cool to see Dumbledore kind of like hyped about it and kind of like really kind of strict about it too. Um, because I think we can move on. Oh yeah, and then that I did want to mention that the three curses, how there's like the three unforgettable curses,
Mm-hmm.
unforgivable. Yeah. I think that scene was gnarly too. That's what I have written down here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we can get on to like when the names were picked. I feel like Dumbledore was like just like he was
What the
pissed.
fuck?
Too.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was like,
he was
what
like
the fuck?
it was cool him like picking out the names and stuff. And when the fourth name pops up, he's like, what the hell? And like I
He's
love
like,
that
that's not
whole
supposed to happen.
yeah, I love like that they're like all trying to figure out what to do, and Harry's just kind of like fuck, and everybody's looking at him, and like I love Harry's reaction. He's kind of just like
Yeah.
lost, but he's just kind of going because everybody's telling him to
Yeah.
go. He's like, what the fuck's happening? He has like no clue. I don't know. I love that whole scene. Everybody's trying to figure out what the fuck, like what the heck's going on.
Yeah, and I get kind of annoyed with Ron because he gets mad at Harry.
Oh yeah, he gets jealous, and so like
I'm just
I
kind
can
of like, bruh.
understand him, but at the same time, it's like, dude, he's your pal. You know what I'm saying? But it does make sense, like in all the other movies too. Like even in the first movie, Ron's like when he looks into the mirror, Ron's what he sees is him being like the Quidditch captain and shit, and like he won and everything. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like everything that Ron's wanted, like Harry's done. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think like in this one, I love that whole dynamic that Ron's kind of just like over it. Like, you know what? Like, screw you. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. It's not I like as a friend, yeah, like that's kind of harsh, but I don't know. I like that there's starting to be like, like yeah, like dynamic in between the group because later on, obviously, you have the whole Ron and Hermione thing, which is kind of like, man, that bums me out. But I like it. It's pretty cool. And then just the way Ron is, he's kind of a dick.
Yeah,
like,
he is.
Like, man, like
he is a dick. He's a little shithead. I'm like, damn, dude. Like when Hermione gets asked out, and they're like all saying like, oh, she's not like she has a date, and she's like, yes, I do actually. I was like, good for you, girl. Good for you. And then she comes down, and like they all think obviously she looks like super pretty, and like now they're all jealous. And then I think it's funny because their dates, Ron and Harry's dates, are just kind of annoyed.
The twins?
Yeah, they're kind
just
of
like,
annoyed.
At a dance and shit, and they're just there. They're just both bummed. That would be me at a dance, just bummed.
Forever bummed.
Yeah, forever bummed.
But yeah, I think that's cute because and I think JK's like pretty genius for adding that because she obviously this is dealing with like teenagers, so she adds like teenage stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as they get older, like
not too overwhelming, but still. And I think now I start to see, because back in the day when I first saw the movies, I was just kind of like, I blindsided by Ginny and Harry ending up together. But the more and more we get into it, you kind of see little clues of Ginny like pawning after Harry. Like she like definitely looks at him like, oh, but Harry doesn't really pay attention to her.
Or third one that like the brothers catch her like just like looking at him like oh Ginny, like do this or something,
like snap.
But yeah, like Harry's like in his own thing because Harry like in the beginning in the bus he sees that one girl, and he's kind of just like, oh fuck, like she's cute. Pretty or something, like she's cute, and like he wants to ask her out, but Cedric already did, and then like. Even when Harry's date like looks at Hermione, oh my gosh, she looks beautiful. Like Harry's looking at that same girl. He says, oh yeah, she is. And then he turns and sees Hermione. And I feel like maybe Harry kind of did like Hermione for a bit, but like I don't know, like that's weird. Like I like how he writes this stuff because it's like, well, does Harry like her or something? Because like a lot of people were kind of like on the Harry and Hermione train. You know what I'm saying?
No, and you see, I never liked Harry and Hermione because I felt like they never liked each other. Because if you think about it, it was always Hermione and Ron that were fighting and bickering, but they would always like still kind of look out for each other. Like Ron would always want to defend Hermione, like always. And Hermione was always with Ron. So for me, I'm kind of like, no, like Harry was never meant to be with Hermione. I don't think he was, honestly.
Yeah, like I never saw them. That's why, like, when people were like, "Oh yeah, Harry should have ended up with Hermione," I'm just kind of like,
Meh.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm just kind of like,
For some reason, like I feel like Harry should have not like in a bad way, but like should have ended up alone. You know?
wow, you're
But
fucked.
I guess like, well, not like that, not like that, because I don't know. I didn't feel like Jenny was like a fit for him. Like I feel like that relationship wasn't like really like, I guess, earned or something. You know, like.
Well, because it was kind of like I said, like there's subtle hints to it.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, when leading up to the other one, like you'll find out a little bit more. But I don't know. I would have liked to see maybe in the books. Maybe in the books, it's explained a little bit more.
But yeah. So, anyways, another person that I want to talk about is Cedric.
Rob Patterson.
I know, right? Patterson. Like, what the fuck? He's so young.
Before Twilight, too.
I know. He's so young, dude. Like, holy crap. Yeah. I'm like, wow. What did you think about him?
I've always liked that guy, like that character, because he's like just doing his thing. Like, he's not trying to impress anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got picked. So, okay, cool. I'm going to do the challenges and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, like, he asks that one girl out, and obviously he has to rescue her in one of the challenges and stuff. Like, I just always liked his character. You know what I'm saying? Like, he always tries to help Harry too. Like when he's the one that told. Well, we find out later who told Cedric, but Cedric tells him, "Oh, like go put the egg under the water in this, this area and stuff."
Yeah.
So I always liked him. I always liked that guy. And this time around, I was a bit even more bummed out to see him go.
Yeah, I know. That's a pretty gnarly scene. I feel like that's the one that everyone always is like, when Cedric dies, like everyone's like, I can't take it. For me, that was pretty crazy, and like I really like the dynamic that he has with his dad. So I think that makes it 10 times harder for me to watch.
Yeah,
just because I feel so bad for the dad.
Yeah, and at the end too. Well, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that part. Because I have it there at the end. Yeah, I always like Cedric. He's a pretty cool cat. And right now I just mentioned that, like, when he has that golden egg after that whole dragon sequence when they all have to like tame the dragon or whatever, like that was pretty cool. It went on a little bit, not too long, but like it went on for a while actually. But this time around I was like, damn, like this is actually a pretty cool scene, He's like getting flown everywhere, like in the castle and stuff. But I liked it. And what was I gonna say? The dance.
That's what I was gonna ask you though. Like, out of all the challenges, which one was your favorite?
Damn. I really like the Shining inspired one. But it's just because like that's like how, like, when all the shit goes down.
Right.
But
for me, I think it's the water one. I think that one's just pretty cool, and I think because I'm terrified of the water, like I'm just like, oh my god, I would hate to drown.
The mermaids, oh my god, and those little creepy octopuses things. What the heck, man? Like, I'll just sock those things ever saw them.
Yeah, so I thought that scene was really cool. I really like that challenge. I think that's my favorite.
Yeah, and it's cool too, because like I feel like everybody else like has a different way to kind of like breathe underwater, And I like how Harry, like, he wants to save Hermione too, but the mermaid's like, no, you can only take one, But then he eventually ends up saving the other girl.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool, and everybody's all worried about Harry and stuff.
And he's fine.
Yeah, Harry's fine. Everybody's always worried about Harry.
He's not gonna die. I know. Oh my god, he's not gonna die, people. Just kidding. But yeah.
Well, you never know. I thought well, we'll get to that in the other films.
I know. Don't jump ahead, John.
I know. We're skipping through films. I think we already touched upon this, but I mean, again, real quick, I liked how it was kind of awkward for them to ask some of the girls out. They had like a whole little scene about it. No, like, well, yeah, but we won't get into that, Audrey. Definitely. Back in like middle school and stuff like that. But it's just funny to see, and then it's funny. I love how the twins always just like go by and like, oh, hi Harry, And then the
Oh
last
yeah.
time they do it, he's like, oh wait a minute, like it finally hits him. Like I
Yeah.
thought that show was so funny. Um, but
It's
yeah, and
true.
also I have written down here the drama between Ron and Hermione at the dance and stuff. That was
Oh
gnarly. Like I said,
yeah.
like fucking Ron's a dick, you know.
He is a little dick. With his
Like
outfit
Hermione,
though.
yeah, he's like, hey, look, Jenny, mom sent you this. It's like, no, that's for you.
I know. And I feel bad because he has all these ruffles and shit. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I feel
He's
like he
a,
was able to pull it off though,
well, yeah, I mean, it's
better than
Ron.
other guys, you know. But I mean, I wonder what that guy is doing now. I think he was like in a film like
Who, Ron?
last year or something. Yeah, the Ron guy. What was his name? Rupert Grant or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in much.
I think he's just living off that Harry Potter money. Fuck it.
For sure. I wouldn't work again. I'm trying to think. Well, no, I think from all of them, probably Watson's the one that probably did more, no? After?
Yeah, I feel like she was able to break away from that.
Yeah.
And Radcliffe, he's trying, but I mean, I liked him in some stuff that I seen him in, like Swiss Army Man. He was pretty. I mean, even though he, was practically dead. um, yeah, I feel like he still needs like that one performance, to kind of be like, oh, like this is Daniel Radcliffe, not Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, you know what? I think we can see him now as Daniel Radcliffe, but I feel like he
Yeah.
needs to do more, like like Emma. I was say Emma Stone. Emma Watson has, because she was like in Perks. She was in even though I didn't see it, she was in the Bling Ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she's been in some stuff. She was in This Is the End as herself.
Oh
Man, I
yeah.
fucking love that movie. But anyways, that's a whole. We could actually do a whole video about that. How like people
They
get
break away.
typecast and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have, I literally have written down. Second challenge was cool.
Okay, John. Thanks for
Wow.
your in-depth. Thanks for your in-depth
Yeah,
analysis.
that's how in depth I get. This is what you get in the real talk.
It was cool, guys. It was cool. Well, I mean, because it was. I mean, what can you say? Like, it was really cool.
Oh yeah, and I really want to talk about that flashback scene when Harry like goes into the thing and like he sticks his head in there and like he like goes back in time, I guess, or there's like a flashback to that court scene. I thought that court scene was pretty well done too. A lot of stuff goes on.
Yeah, a lot of shit goes down in that scene, actually. A lot of fingers are pointed.
Yeah, and then it turns out that that guy's son is the guy who Harry's been seeing in his dreams and stuff, and ultimately he's the one that it was impersonating Mad-Eye Moody. Fuck, he was one of the he came out on Doctor Who. He was like the doctor for a while, and he also came out in Jessica Jones as the bad guy. Forgetting the actor's name, but I really like that guy. He's a pretty good actor.
He's a good villain.
Yeah, he has like a villain face. He was perfect for damn, again, I'm forgetting his name in Jessica Jones, but I really like that villain.
I just remember when he says, "Come here, Jessica," or what does he say to her?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, I don't remember.
He keeps like fucking calling her. I didn't know you watched Jessica Jones.
Yeah, I watched the first season.
All right, guys, welcome to the review of Jessica Jones.
Yeah, I watched the first season, but is there a second season out already? There is, right?
Yeah, there is. But anyways, going back to Harry Potter, Audrey. Yeah, I think we should get to the third challenge. For some reason, I have third game.
Wait, but you're missing one important thing from that scene is when. Well, I mean, it's not. Well, for me, it is like when they call out Severus as a Death Eater.
And yeah, that he was a Death Eater before, and then Dumbledore actually defends him. He's like, no,
yeah, Dumbledore shuts that shit down.
Yeah, he's like, no, he was, but like he's in Hogwarts now, like blah blah, and
and Harry's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, I feel like that's not even like it's just mentioned briefly, like it's just a brief like few seconds, and then like it's back. But I'm like, wait, what? Like, like the first time watcher would be like, holy shit, like that would make sense. And it kind of like gives you like a little clue of things to come,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they just throw that in there, and you're like, wait, what are you talking about? Like what?
Hold on. Back up.
Yeah, but like like since Severus is one of my favorite, well, he is my favorite character, so I always like kind of like like whenever they mention his name, I'm like, what? And I think that part's crazy because, like I said, they like throw it out there, and then Dumbledore just shuts that shit down. He's like, no, you know what I'm saying? And then
Nah,
Harry's
that's
just
my
like,
boy. That's my boy. Don't talk shit about my boy.
and then Harry's just
Hell,
like, what
man,
the
fucking irony, man.
fuck? What? What's the
Because
irony?
like he defends him, and like obviously at the end, you know what happens.
Oh, I
Anyways.
know that
Anyways.
storyline. Ugh.
That's
Anyways,
what I'm saying. Like he's one of my favorite characters too, because that shit's so well done throughout the whole series. Like, man.
like, down,
Anyways,
JK, down, JK. I see you.
yeah.
But anyways, go on. Sorry, I just had to throw that out there because I
No,
was
yeah,
like, you
I'm glad
cannot
you did though,
mention
because
that.
that's important. That's important.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to get to the final challenge. I think it is my favorite because it leads into like everything else going on, and this time around, it did remind me of The Shining because you know how at the end of The Shining, he's trying to find his wife.
Yeah.
Good old Jack Torrance.
Hey, we're getting sidetracked again.
I know. But this is the real talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked everything about it, and obviously, it's creepy too. I like that. I like that it was shot like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool that it did give me a vibe of like The Shining, because doesn't that girl get like taken into the woods or something? Or like she tries to, I think they try to get her or something. And I think Victor too, right? Something happens to him. And obviously
he gets like hexed or something because his eyes are all like, ugh.
Oh yeah. And then obviously it's Harry and Cedric who go to the cup at the same time, and they're, damn, I'm really interested in what that thing is called.
Look it up, John, because it's gonna bug you.
No, for real.
Well, that scene when they actually get like sucked into the cup and stuff, that's like one of my favorite. That's when like shit gets real, and you're just like, ah, fuck, this is where it's gonna get crazy.
Port key. It's a port key. There you go.
Wow, something so simple.
I know, what the hell, but
it's a port key.
Port key. Yeah. But yeah, like, cause it sucks because like I feel like Harry has some like sense of what's going on, and Cedric's just there, you know.
Yeah, Cedric's just like, the fuck.
Yeah, and it's cool, like, again, how the writing is and how they set up the spell, you know, and obviously Voldemort used it earlier on that housekeeper or whatever that guy is, and yeah, man, he just off Cedric, and then Harry's just like bummed, and then yeah, I love how they're just like how Voldemort's having that dialogue, you know, and just like,
well, this is
because he's like a really kid at first, right, or a little Voldemort baby or whatever that is.
Yeah, he's like this little like sack. Well, that's what I was gonna say. This is a very important scene because we see Voldemort in like form to what we get to know him as Voldemort, and it's just the way it plays out is really crazy. And Voldemort is so like creepy, but he's also very like
Ralph Fiennes.
He did such an amazing. I know he did such an amazing job. Like, wow, because I've seen him in other movies, and I'm just like, holy crap! Like, I would have never thought of him as Voldemort, and he does an amazing job. But what I like about him is that he's so like extra. Like, he's very theatrical. Like,
I love that. Yeah.
Like, even the way he. Yeah, like he's so extra, but I like it. And like I said, he's still very creepy and very sinister. But this is one of my favorite scenes because when he tells Harry, like, okay, we're gonna like duel. Like, have you learned how to, does he tell him? He tells him that, right? Like, have you learned how to duel or something? And I think that's that's such an amazing scene, honestly. I love that. And then I love that all of the other
Death
Eaters are present. That's a really great shot as well. When they're like all standing,
and then you fucking find out that Malfoy's dad is one of them. Like,
yes, you're just like,
I hate that guy, man.
Yeah, I hate his face. Wait, okay, this is gonna sound really stupid, but is this the guy that comes out in Mad Men? I don't know his name. Fuck. What's his name?
No, he might. I know that John Hamm is the star of Mad Men, but the forgetting the actor's name, Jason Isaacs or
they look like
Yeah, Jason Isaacs. He might come out in Mad Men. I'm not sure, but he's a great actor
Oh
too.
no,
I
no,
like
he
that guy.
doesn't. He doesn't. But he looks like him, dude. I'm like, damn. When I
John
saw him, I
Hamm.
was, yeah, like he kind of looks like him. So I'm kind of like, wait, was that him? But no, it's not. Never mind. Anyways, but yeah, so they show that he's the Death Eater, and you're just like, oh shit, I knew it.
Yeah,
No wonder.
yeah,
But
there's always something about this guy.
yeah, but that's such a phenomenal scene. It's a
Lucius,
great
right?
shot.
Lucius
Mm-hmm.
Malfoy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a great scene. I love it. And he's kind of a little bitch because he's like, oh, of course the Dark Lord or something. Because I think Voldemort's like calling him out because he wasn't there for him or he didn't help him or some shit. And he's a little
Yeah.
bitch. But yeah, that's a great scene. And of course, when Cedric dies, that's like, at first I think I didn't think he actually died. I thought he just kind of was like gonna pass out, and then like when they brought him back, you know, to the match, like he would come too, but well, obviously he doesn't.
Oh man, but I want to quickly talk about when they finally draw their wands and stuff like that. I love that the parents come to him and Cedric too. He's like,
Oh
Harry, like,
yeah.
take my body back to my dad. Like, oh my gosh. And like, yeah, he's able to freaking do it. He gets like, yeah, I think he for some reason this time around, like, fuck, Harry has Jedi powers because he just like fucking reaches for the port key and gets it, you know. So but yeah, that scene right after, fuck man, where Harry just like it's just like crying over Cedric and everybody's like, yeah, and then they slowly start to realize something's off. Like, oh my
Yeah.
god. And then like Cedric's dad is like, oh, that's my boy, you know.
I
Oh man,
know.
and it's so
And
I
then like they
realize
have to
now like
like,
why
oh, go
I
ahead.
know my no, because I think I said it before too that um I read not I didn't read these but well, I read them but my fourth grade teacher read them to us in fourth grade and she always cried in that part. She always cried and then like now I'm kind of oh fuck well now I mean I understand why.
Like legit like tears, or she would just kind of be like, oh, like I'm bummed.
No, she would cry. Not like
Like,
sobbing, but she would like cry. Like in her, you can tell in her voice.
oh shit. Well, I mean, it is a terrible, terrible scene. It's very sad. But yeah, and
Yeah.
I think it's heartbreaking when they're trying to like take Harry away and he doesn't want to leave him. You know, like I thought that was really, really sad.
Yeah. Everything about
Um,
that whole scene, like from when the challenge starts, like up until the end, you know, it's just
yeah,
amazing. Like I said, I think that's why I think this one I had to pull, like, would be my favorite. But man, Prisoner of Azkaban, I don't know. I think these two are just so well done. But I think I'd have to give a slight edge to Goblet of Fire now because like everything's setting up the end event is so well done. But yeah, and then just the way this movie ends, it's kind of like it's not it doesn't just end abruptly, but I like how it ends kind of like just like we don't see Voldemort at the end or something,
no,
like
yeah, yeah.
well oh shit, I forgot after this Mad Eye Moody gets exposed as that one guy,
Mm-hmm.
and that was creepy. Like when he was like turning back into him and stuff like that after
Yeah, you're just
the
kind of like, the
polyjuice
fuck?
potion was like wearing off or whatever. It was just like freaky.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was really creepy too. But no, I like the fact that, like you said, they don't like show Voldemort at the end. They just kind of leave it, like, let it how it goes.
They kind of
Let it
just
be.
watch everybody, like all the other schools, like go back, and like they don't even. I don't think they even show anybody going home. I think in this one, Hermione's like, "Oh, you guys have to write, during the summer or something." That might have been the last one, not sure. But yeah, it kind of just ends like nicely and calmly, like
Yeah,
the
it's just
calm
like,
before the storm.
right.
With a
I
lot of
know
shit, like
people.
this movie was heavy, like at the end. So I like that kind of just.
So you're saying that this would go over Prisoner of Azkaban for you?
Yeah, for right now, I'll give it a slight edge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So
think
it'd be for me, it'd be 4, 3, 1, and 2.
yeah, because like I said, for me, it's like it kind of shifts. Like I prefer the later ones over the early ones. So if I could get like the last bit and put it on top, that would be my list.
No, but tell us your list now, Audrey, with the
Well,
four
I like
movies.
that. That's what I said. Well, no, then yeah, then for sure this one would be first. And then people probably think it's shocking that I chose the first one over Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah, I'm still shook over that, Audrey.
I'm sure. Well, it's because as much as I love Gary Oldman, it's just like it's. I feel like for me, it's not enough to be like, yes, that'll be my
Oh,
favorite.
and that's another thing. I was bummed that we didn't get him in this. Like he comes out as like a fire log or whatever,
Oh
talking to
yeah,
Harry. But like he doesn't actually come out because
yeah,
at
he
the end in
does.
the credits when it says Gary Oldman, I was like, what? He didn't, but he did come
He
out like
does.
the
Yeah, he
voice and
comes out
everything.
like a little like yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me, definitely Goblet of Fire is taking spot number 1 right now. But like I said, it's just gonna get the closer and closer we
Yeah,
get to the
everything's
bottom.
gonna keep, I think
Yeah.
from now, I feel like this is gonna be. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not gonna say anything because
Yeah, don't
it
say
can be
anything because you're
anything.
gonna change
Yeah,
your mind. Yeah.
I'm gonna change my mind. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this time around, like I said, I found a new appreciation for this one. And yeah, let us know in the comment section, guys, what you guys thought about the Goblet of Fire. Like Audrey said, there is a lot of talk about Goblet of Fire being one of their favorites. So let us know if that's one of your favorites. Let us know your list according to the 4 movies we've been reviewing as of now. And yeah, Audrey, I had a lot of fun talking about this with you. I can't wait to see what's next. Half Blood Prince.
No, isn't it Order of the Phoenix?
Yeah, my bad. Order of the Phoenix, Half Blood Prince, and Deathly Hallows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Half Blood Prince. I can't wait to revisit that one, Audrey. No, I was kidding.
I know, right?
But yeah, anything else you wanna add to the Goblets of Fire?
No, just like I said, these are getting to be a lot of fun the further we go in. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, and I really like that we get to dive into the world of Harry Potter because like I love these movies, but I feel like I haven't really dived into them. Like I feel like the real Harry Potter fans have seen these movies like front to back and also read the book. So this is probably like my 5th time or like rewatching the series. So I feel like I'm still young in this whole Harry Potter fandom. Like it's not enough still, you know what I'm saying? So I love revisiting them over and over again. You always catch new things and stuff like that. And now that we're doing reviews, it's cool to kind of like, okay, what, kind of dive into them a little bit more. But yeah, until next week, guys. We said, we are doing these reviews leading up to Fantastic Beasts, which Audrey, I know I'm sorry, but I might get a chance to see it early November. I'm sorry.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, so that means I have to watch it, but I'm still on the wait list for that event, but it might be a possibility. But anyways,
wow.
I'm sorry, Audrey.
Wow.
I feel like I should have told you off air.
I know. I'm all like, oh wow, okay. Like
you're like, okay, whatever. Yeah, but
yeah, wow.
guys, tune in next week, and we're gonna be reviewing Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, let us know anything in the comment section down below. Audrey,
yes.
We'll see you next week.
See you guys later. Bye.
Peace.